Hello, everyone. I'm Joshua Jones. This is GLHFMTG, and it's time for another 100 for 100. So, this is episode 2, and today we're just bringing you the Bears. Not really, but anyways, so just a reminder that this is 100 cards for $100, and for this particular episode, because this Goreclaw Terror of Gaul Sisma is not a very expensive card per se, instead of just giving away this commander card like we did in episode 1 last month, this time I'm going to give you a challenge and then select one winner so the same thing applies. You'll just leave a comment down below if you'd like to be the winner, and you'll see what it is on the challenge achievement trophy, what we're trying to get to for this particular deck tech. So I'm still going to be trying to bring you this deck as quick as possible to try to keep it under 10 minutes, but it's not going to be 100 seconds today. We have Goreclaw, Terror of Gaul Sisma. I think that's how you say that. I may have said it for the second time incorrectly already. Here we go. 3 and a green for a 4/3 legendary creature bear. Alright, we finally got a bear commander. Creature spells you cast with power 4 or greater cost 2 less to cast. It's a bear commander? Memes for days on this guy. But basically, that's a pretty good ability to just have a mana reduction printed onto your commander. Whenever Goreclaw Terror of Galsam Sasma attacks, each creature you control with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 and gains trample until end of turn. So, what a fantastic ability on a commander, even though it only has 3 toughness, so you're going to want to get some protection for this guy right away in our girl, this creature right away, and beat face and do mono green stompy things, and that's what we have today, a mono green stompy deck. So let's jump right into it with these dorkies. So you see here we have Findoran Elves, Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystics. Tap to add green mana. Arbor Elf does the same thing, but when you put Wild Growth on it, then things start to get kind of crazy. Soul Ring and Boral Druid for some colorless mana, all 1 mana ramp acceleration. Then we jump right into reducing the cost of spells, along with, because we're playing mono green, ramp cards that get us forest straight into play untapped so we can use them to play more spells. The Rona's Monument gives you trample on your dudes, which is pretty awesome. Moving on, we're devoted to playing more and untapping. So Wayward lets us play an additional land. And then this Acolyte here is pretty dope because we do have green devotion in a mono green deck, right? So it's going to be tapping to add plenty of green. And then Nissa Worldwaker is a solid include because you can untap 4 forests. So essentially, if you already have 5 sources of mana, and 4 of them are forest, this is going to be kind of like free-ish, sort of, kind of free. Not really, though. Anyways, moving on. You can't win unless you attack with this deck, so we're on a one-track plan here. We are going to combat and getting Stompy. We're stomping in all day long. So how do we make sure that we can attack? Well, we got to clear out the board on that side or just be able to trample over. In the case of the tracker here, having a fight mechanic on all your power 4 or greater things is just a great utility card, especially at 1 mana cost. Destructor Dragon here. When it leaves the battlefield, it's going to allow you to destroy a non-creature permanent, which is kind of green sort of thing. Not destroying creatures, but destroying other types of dealios. And then also a hedge for flyers. We're trying to get as much flyers in the air as we can because, we're on the ground with the green stuff. Next up, we have Rex Sage and Acidic Slime. Not going to go into those, but they ETB and destroy something. You got it. Beast Within, just to get rid of a troublesome permanent and go ahead and put your controller of that card that you got rid of on a 3/3 green beast plan. Corrosive Grip in here because honestly we're ETBing all day for our removal, and the last thing we want to see on the other side of the field is a Torpor Orb. If you don't know what Torpor Orb is, pick that card up and pretty much put it in any deck that you're not running too much ETB with. Moving on, we have Whip Tongue Hydra. This is basically the Bane of Progress, but for flyers. Just came out in the C18 set. Terrastodon to get rid of 3 troublesome things and give them elephants. So, not beast, but if you got the tokens, I don't know if anybody's going to complain. You see what we're doing there. Still hell kind of included in the deck because it gets rid of non-land permanents, but also just as a hedge against any kind of token strategy, sort of a board wipe for tokens. Then we reuse ETBs in this deck. So like I said, we're using ETBs for destroying permanents, But as you'll see in a second, we're using ETBs for drawing cards, especially with the 4 power that we got going on at a reduced cost. So Panharmonicon's going to let us double up on all our ETBs, and then Teamer's going to let us to bounce some stuff back to our hands to use it again. Pretty good cards here. Kind of want to include these. Important to note on the Sabretooth that it has 4 power, so it's only going to cost you 2 green if your commander's on the field. Then we're going to replace the cards in our hand that we play. So we're going to reduce the cost of the 4 power cards, and then we use some of the mana that we reduce to pay into bestiary. I'm not really sure how you say that. And then, of course, we have 3 enchantments here that care about the power of our creatures and drawing us cards whenever they ETB, again with the ETB thing, or just on our upkeep. Moving on, we refuel, so it's not going to be hard to get in this ultimate, and if you wanted to be greedy and try to keep this around after you ultimate, give this a couple turns, or just kind of ultimate right away if you can keep it on the field for 1 rotation. Rishkar's expertise is auto-include in green decks, in my opinion. Same goes for Zendikar Resurgent, and then Soul of Harvest, because we're going to have plenty of non-token creatures coming into the battlefield, because we're running a total of, including our commander, 40 creatures in this deck. Next up, we have the round 1 fight. Anyways, Golden Guardian here. It's a defender. You can pay 2 mana and have it fight, and if it dies, you flip over in Gold Forge Garrison, which is basically going to ramp you 2 mana because it'll become a land, but also just allow you at any time to just put 4 mana to get a 4/4. Not a bad deal if you ask me. Polyraptor here just for some sweet, sweet flavor. I mean, just imagine getting this thing down for 6 mana and then just fighting it with this Golden Guardian. Just get another Polyraptor, get another Polyraptor, get another Polyraptor. Well, I guess Golden Guardian is going to die, but we also have the fight card that I mentioned earlier. Alright, so then what do we do next? We go ahead and get creative in the sense that we're going to create more tokens with the power that we get. So all of these will be reduced if our commander's on the field, and bring some value to us in the form of more tokens. And then more. We're going to just keep doing that. So we have basically all the 4 power or higher things that give you value tokens. In the case of the Wolf Brer Elemental, man, I'm really not good at saying names of cards. It has multi-kicker green, so that's not a problem for us because we're a mono green deck. We're going to go ahead and play this thing for 2 green mana and then put like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 to get a bunch of wolves on the battlefield. And then the Broodmasters and the Car and Battlesphere don't really need too much of an introduction. Moving on. Here we go with the Stomp. So the rest of the cards that are in the utility 4 power matters slot are Thunderfoot, Green Warner, Marasa. Just obviously getting some trample, boosting up our whole team, especially with the Lieutenant mechanic, and then being able to get something back with Green Warden's good. Verdant Suns to gain some life, Prowling to keep us from getting countered, Loyal Guardian just to put counters +1/+1 on our whole team, just to boost them up even more, and Regal Force here just to be able to draw a card if we have more green creatures out at the time that we play it. Finishing up the Stomp, we have the Bellower here, Conduit of Varun for some more mana reduction, the Hydra Omnivore, and Soul of New Phyrexian. The thing about Soul of New Phyrexia that's nice is we could pay that 5 and give our Polyraptor indestructible and then fight a little bit. Costs some mana, but you end up getting like a bunch of little 5/5 dudes. It's pretty cool. Finally, we got to win the game. So we're winning, but we also need to have some protection. Goreclaw here, like I said earlier, is our primary plan. So this Beastmaster Ascension is going to be at 5 counters before you can say 5, 4, 3, 2. And then we have Lightning Greaves, Swiftfoot Boost, Wizard Silk, Arch type of endurance to just protect our commander and some of our other things, but primarily we want to keep our commander on the field. And then, of course, we have Triumph of the Hordes for the Infect, Victory, Overwhelming Stampede, and Overrun, along with Decimator of the Provinces for that sweet trample on things that don't have trample already, plus just the boost. All in all, a merge on the Decimator of Provinces is probably just going to make this end up costing 3 green. I'm not sure about the rulings on this costing less with our commander's ability, so if you know the answer to that, then feel free to leave it below in the comments. Thank you so much. And that'll pretty much bring us to the land part of the deck, which is going to be 24 forests and 12 utility lands. I didn't want to run through all 12. The other 10 are just like value engines, but basically rogues passage so that you don't have to worry about your commander dying and you can still attack. And then, of course, putting 1/1 counters on each of our green creatures that enter the battlefield seems like a good deal. Finally, the challenge achievement trophies. So I really appreciate all the support that we've been getting lately on the channel. And, it's awesome. I really like making these decks. So, what I'm challenging you to achieve and to get a trophy for is to get this video to 2,000 views. So, share it and promote it and do whatever you got to do. But basically, if this video gets to 2,000 views, that'd be awesome. And also, we're at like 120 plus or so subscribers. So, if we can get up to 200 subscribers, 2,000 views and 200 subscribers, and I'm going to go ahead and choose one winner to get 24 just pretty much randomized full art basic land cards that are forest, the 24 that you need for this deck, a 100 pack of Dragon Shield Green Mots, a Legion deck box, in Goreclaw, the commander card, of course. Giving that away if we can get to 2,000 views and 200 subscribers by the time episode 3 comes around next month. So that'll be a month from now. If we hit these marks and if you leave a comment below if you want to be entered, I'll enter you into the contest. And if we hit these 2,000 views and 200 subscribers marks, we'll select a winner to get all this stuff. Probably just going to give it all away anyways. So make sure you enter by leaving a comment below. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the price tag for this deck, which is going to be, like I said, less than $100. Online, you're looking at 24 bucks. So if you want to win this entire deck for $24, enter a comment below if you'd like to get the online deck. So you can either get the challenge achievement trophy, the sleeves, the lands, the commander, the deck box for paper, if you want to get that, or if you'd like to have this deck online, I will totally log into MitGo and trade you up on it. So, but in paper, you can get it for right around 85 bucks if you get it from a bunch of people, or upwards of $96 if you want it in the fewest packages as possible, but 24 ticks online. So check out the deck list at mtggoldfish.com 1258617. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and of course comment if you want to be entered to win. I'm Joshua Jones, reminding you that Magic's a game of variance, so make sure you're having a good time and enjoying yourself. Good luck, have fun.